Let us all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. We can face towards the back, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Roll call. Vice President Hernandez Loza.
Here.
Director of Political Development Rodriguez.
Here.
Director of Campus Life and Student Learning Espinosa.
Here.
Campus Life Program Specialist Carmen de la Cruz.
Here.
Campus Life Program Assistant Cavadas. Student Center MSR Technician Miller.
Here.
Senator Avila Palenton.
Here.
Senator Baptist.
Here.
Senator Chaides.
Here.
Senator Hakimi.
Here.
Senator Hassel. Senator Mendoza.
Here.
Senator Mujadidi.
Here.
Senator Romero.
Here.
And then for our guests, the list has gone around for you to sign your names. Okay. Moving on to the adoption of the agenda. Can I get a motion?
I like to enact this motion.
Can I get a second?
I second.
Okay. Senator Chaides, second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Any abstentions? As I see none, motion passes unanimously. Moving on to public comment. Any public comment at this time, please do step up. Okay, as I see none, we will be moving on to the approval of previous minutes of October 6th. Everybody should have received a copy in their email and also a physical copy here on paper. So please review if there's anything that needs to be amended or changed, please let it be known. Okay, are there any edits, changes, or amendments that need to be made to the minutes? Okay, as I see none, I will call for a motion. Can I get a motion for the approval of previous minutes of October 6th?
I Senator Avila, motion.
Okay. Can I get a second? Perfect. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Any abstentions? As I see none, motion passes unanimously. Moving on to presentations and informational items, we have one presentation from City Ministry Network. If you would like, if you're ready, you can go ahead and step up to the
right, well, sorry, I have to apologize for my tardiness. I went to the wrong campus. So usually when people tell me East or West, that doesn't work for me. I need the one next to McDonald's or the one by, Safeway or something like that. That usually helps me. So,
I have to apologize.
all right, well, my name is John Torres. Yes, I work with City Ministry Network, and I'm just going to give you a little bit of information as far as what we do with the Latino Leadership Initiative. Can you guys see that? Kind of, huh? That's all right, we'll walk through it. So we started this about 4 years ago. We're actually working on our 5th cohort. One of the things that we do as an organization, we represent the city council and county supervisor prayer schedule. So we go in and we get pastors and other people from the church communities to go pray over the city council or county supervisor meetings. And one of the things we noticed was that we looked at the walls and saw a bunch of pictures of the leaders of our community, and they just didn't reflect our population. So we, as Latinos, make up 2% of the population at this point now, not just in Stanislaus, but actually in Modesto and in Stanislaus, I should say. And so for us, that was kind of we just saw a big gap there. We wanted to do something about it and figure that out. So we started the Latino Leadership Initiative. What happened was we started to gather emerging Latino leaders in our community, realizing that they're doing great work, but no one really knew who they were. Even ourselves, as we sat at tables, we took them out to DoubleTree and had some breakfast together, and we just started kind of building a relationship, and we realized we didn't even know each other. Like, we knew people were doing good work in certain areas, but a lot of times when people work hard, they just don't look up from what they're doing. It's not a bad thing. Hard workers, they look down, but sometimes it's hard to look to your right or left, not knowing what's going on this side and that side. And what happens is we end up duplicating efforts a lot of times. There's ways that you can actually support each other and do what your work even better with someone alongside you. So we started doing breakfast with each other. Everybody really had a good time, and so as we started doing that for, I want to say about 4 or 5 months, we decided, hey, could we be intentional about investing in these leaders? So we asked a few people in the group and said, hey, what do you think about doing something that would be more intentional about how to engage your community, civically, that kind of stuff, but for others to know who you are. And a lot of people were all about it, and so we said, okay, let's make it happen. Excuse me. So we ended up starting, we just kind of started a group, we started to get intentional, and we said, okay, what is some of the stuff that we need to know as leaders in our community that others might know and just don't know to tell others or tell us? And what we found was there was a few people in our group, excuse me, there's a few people in that group that had ran for political office. And they were extremely qualified for the role, but they didn't win the seat. And for us, that was kind of another thing. Well, why did that happen? What was it? They got the votes in their neighborhoods, even sometimes in their pocket of community, but the overarching group didn't know who they were. So we said, okay, we don't know much about that kind of stuff either. I've never run for political office, my boss hasn't either. So we thought, okay, what are we missing? So it come to find out that there's actually a bit of a resume that you have to build in order to be elected to a city official position or county position or whatever that looks like. And we just didn't know that. So, serving on boards, serving on commissions, serving on committees, things like that. Now, it's not just for political positions, it's for other things as well. So we're an organization that is a connecting, convening, collaborative organization. We want to work together with others in the community because we feel like we could be stronger together rather than siloed up by ourselves. So we said, okay, what can we do? So we started to put stuff together, and so we came up with this initiative. We didn't want to call it a program, we wanted to make sure it was an initiative. Okay, so we said, okay, what is it that we want to learn? What is it that we want to experience together? And so we put an 8-month course together. So I'm going right into what the initiative is, because I said I think I have 15 minutes. I'm just going to set my time. I'm going to go with 10 more minutes. That sounds good. So we started this cohort. Our very first cohort started in 2020. It was during the pandemic, so we did everything on Zoom. But there's 8 sessions that we go through. We start in January, we end in August. It's a 21 and up initiative. Oh, thank you so much. And so I'll drink that afterwards. So I'll choke it. So it's an 8-month initiative cohort. We partner with either 12 to 14 other students or people, I'll say. And what it does is we go through certain things that we feel are important in order for you to know to build your support system, we'll say, okay? Like, you know, these people doing these things in this area or over in this area, we want to connect and build those bridges. So some of the things that we go over is, the first thing we actually do is a Strength Finders assessment. Has anybody done Strength Finders? Okay, this is awesome. I've never done it either before. Okay, it's amazing because I'm not the best learner. No, I'll just explain this real quick. I'm not the best learner. I don't retain reading wise very well. So my whole life I just felt I was not a learner. I was kind of dumb with it. Not really, kind of. So what that taught me was I'm not very good at retaining words on a paper. But man, if I get with some of you in the room that are professionals or experts in your field, I can learn from you. I love being with people. I'm an extreme extrovert. I love being in front of people. I love being around people. My wife does not love that about me too much because I have to drag her everything. She's like, I just want to rest. No, I'm just kidding. She's great. So for me, that's how I learn. So an example, I can go, you can give me a book about the Vietnam War. And I probably will not learn very much. I might remember the date, I might remember where it was at, I might remember who we fought, whatever. But if you sit me with a Vietnam vet, and I can sit there and ask questions, and be curious, and you get deep into those kind of things, man, I will absorb that like a sponge. So that Strength Finders assessment taught me that if I can work on those strengths, it elevates my weaknesses. So learning is one of my lower classified learning spots. So lifting it all together rather than trying to just work on the bottom and lift it up very, very minutely. And I can get better at what I do good already, but also raise everything else up. So anyways, that was just one of the things we do. Another one of our sessions is called How Latinos Learn. We found that Latinos lead with their hearts. That's just kind of what we do. You get us. If you can get us to support you and get us to buy into what you're doing, man, we'll fight for you till the end. So you know, learning what that means and what kind of good and bad things that could mean. So that's another session that we do. We also talk about board membership and how important it is, and actually how to be on a board. So you guys are killing it because I just walked in and it was like minutes, vote, aye, that kind of stuff. I had no idea about that stuff. And a lot of people that we invite to the cohort, same thing. It's not like common knowledge. It's not like you went to school, right? And in high school they said, hey, you know what, you got to be on a board, and this is how you vote. No one really talks about that stuff. So we wanted to get that in front of people. So that's another example, Robert's Rule of Orders, all that kind of stuff. We start talking about it, shaking your head, yes. I don't know much about it, you know what I'm saying, but I learned. So it's been really, really beneficial for myself, but we've also done 4 different cohorts. I'll give you one more example. Let's do, at the very end of it, we actually, we ask you to put an action plan together, a civically engaged action plan. So something that you can actually bite little chunks off of with dates and times and what you want to do. So if you want to start a nonprofit, man, let's help you get to that step. What are the next 2 or 3 steps that you need to take? Or what if it's, I want to learn more, I want to be more involved with environmental justice in this county. Okay, well, let's figure out what that looks like, who we have to introduce you to. Those kind of things, we help you kind of build the stepping stones or ladder, the first couple rungs of that ladder to get you going in that way. And that's really what our heart is. We just want to put the people, we don't want to, we say we don't want to mold you, we want to unfold you. We want what you're passionate about to be what you work towards. And if we can help you do that, that's a win for us. That's just some of the things that we do. Again, we've had 4 cohorts now. We're going to be starting our 5th here in 2004. So that's really awesome. It's an 8-month course. What else do I need to share with you guys? It's 21 and up. So if you're 21 and over and you want to at least entertain the idea, you can get the information from me if you go to our website, cityministrynetwork.com. I think it's .org. It'll be Get Connected, and on that you'll see Latino Leadership Initiative. On there is kind of a little short testimony, some testimonials, some things that you can kind of look at. But it also has a place where you can pick up an overview. If you cannot find that, you can always contact me. My email is on there somewhere, but if not, john@cityministrynetwork.org. Okay, Alec, for that, that's great. It's not just for Latinos. We also believe that, man, if you can learn how to lead others and their cultural leadership, that's a win. That's a 100% win. Because you want to be able to encourage those people, other people, to be able to jump into whatever that leadership role is and encourage them and support them. So you might learn something here in the initiative that could be helpful to the people that you're leading in certain areas. So we think that's a really big thing. Let's see. Oh, we partner you with a mentor. So if you are, if you want to learn more about the city government, we have a lot of friends and relationships. My boss, Barbara Jacobo, he's been an amazing asset to the community. And so he knows quite a few people. He's been in this community for over 40 plus years. I won't age him, but that's all. So he's very well connected, knows a lot of people, and we've built trusted relationships. In our community, specifically Modesto, Stanislaus kind of too, nothing can go without trusted relationships. If you don't trust the person you're working with, it's really hard to kick the ball forward together. And so we've built those relationships for you guys, and what we want to do is connect you with those men and women that will be helpful to you in your next step to whatever you want to do. So that's kind of what we do. I got 3 minutes left. I don't know if I can ask for Q&A. Yeah. So if there's more, if you have any questions, I'm gonna shut up. How about that? And if you have questions, I'm here. How's that sound? Any questions? Yes, sir.
What were the first couple of months of the program?
Okay, that's a great question. So the first session is more of a place for you to interact with your cohort. So we do like an introduction, what to expect, which you already get already with the overview, and kind of we do an interview process. So you'll fill out an application, you'll sit in front of an interview panel, and then so the first session is connecting with your group, kind of building rapport there, and then just kind of an overview and everything else that you're going to be required to do. The next session is actually the Strength Finder session, which is literally my favorite. Literally my favorite. Yes?
It's not free, right? Or
No, so that's a great question. Thank you for asking. It is a $300 tuition fee. Now, for us, the caliber of what we bring into the community, I'm not a big pop my collar, pat myself on the back because my arm doesn't reach that far. But what we bring to the table is the stuff that, I'm gonna say it. There's other leadership programs in our area and around us that are just so expensive, and I can't afford it. It prices me out. I'm assuming as college students, you probably wouldn't be able to either. So we brought that, we feel like we brought a level of leadership development at a really reasonable price. So it's a $300 tuition fee, but even in that, we have so many friends in the community that if that's what stops you from going, man, let me know. I'll find someone to sponsor you in some way, shape, or form. If you can afford it, we do ask that you put something forward. We think that gives you some buy-in. So $50, $100, $150, whatever. If you can cover the $300, that's great. But we don't want you not to engage in your leadership story or whatever that looks like because of the financial piece of it. That's just we just feel like that's not okay. So yes, yes.
And it's only 21 plus, right?
21 plus. So that's the cool thing about it. Some of you might be under 21. That's okay. We'll wait for you. Promise. But one of the things we had, I think, a 45-year-old that went through the program, and they were kind of jumping into their field of work, and was trying to learn more about what they do, how they did it, building relationships and connections and that kind of thing. And now they've been killing the game. They got on. Actually, I think they might be on the MJC, some MJC board. I can't remember which one it is. What's it again? Yes. I think it might be one, or even we might have two of them actually together. So I don't know if I should. Can I just say?
Yeah.
Okay. So good. Okay, so Cruz. Alu is on there. He went through our program, and then Maricela Cruz.
Yes, I know what.
Let's go. So you want to know more about that? They'll tell you. Again, we're not so good about promoting ourselves. My time's up. So okay, we're not really good about promoting ourselves. We kind of want to be this servant leader. We want to be behind the scenes. You guys are the gems. We just happen to have connections for you so that you can kind of go further into your career and what you're passionate about and how you want to engage your community. We don't want to be the ones up front. The problem with that is that people don't really know who we are. but now you know two people that we've been able to impact, and I'm a betting man. I'm betting that they're going to be like, it was great, it got me here. Mary Ann Cannon shared at one of our, she's the Stanislaus Community Foundation president or CEO. She shared at one of our cohorts, it was during the board one, and she was the one that encouraged our group to pursue leadership or like a spot on the board here at MJC. And now two of our cohorts. So anyways, any other questions? Yes?
What are the times that you meet?
Great. Another great question. So we meet the second Saturday of every month. It used to be the first, now it's the second. We start at 8:30 and we end about 3:30, 4 o'clock. I'm such a good facilitator, I try to get you guys out of there a half hour, an hour early, because if you end up meeting early, that's always a win. I don't know if you've ever heard that, but I'm telling you right now, people are always like, I'm so grateful, now I can go grab a Starbucks or whatever. So that's one of the things, so that's the time we meet. So it's the second Saturday of every month from 8:30 to about 4 o'clock.
Time commitment technically.
Right, it's not a big time commitment. There is some homework that you're going to have to do. The action plan is the last thing that you do, so it's in July. That takes probably the majority of your time. You'll have to spend a little bit of time doing your homework, figuring out what you want to do. But we do we do come alongside and help you. We don't just throw you out to the wolves. We tell you, okay, 2 weeks before that presentation of your action plan, man, come see us. We'll go over it, we'll talk with each other. We have a great leadership team that have been very, very helpful in running this thing, and so that's been really good. But it's not the biggest time commitment. I think being there on Saturdays is kind of tough. But yeah, some of the homework is really not that. It's not too bad. A little bit of reading. Yeah. Yes, sir.
One more. How many people do you guys?
Say again?
How many people do you guys accept?
Oh, anywhere from 12 to 15. So we try to keep it kind of small, and the reason is we want that cohort to really support each other, right? To really know each other. But the other thing is, once you go through our program and graduate, we connect you with the rest of the cohorts that we put through. So we were kind of like, okay, you know, you've graduated, go ahead and fly away. And a lot of the cohort members said, no, the alumni, they said, no, we want you to be in our lives still. We want to be supported by you still. So we actually try to connect with, well, we do. We connect with our alumni once a quarter. So every 3 months we try to put something together. So actually the next one that we're trying to do is head up to the Cesar Chavez Memorial Park, right over, I don't know, is it Delano maybe? It's kind of towards LA-ish, right before the Grapevine. We're going to do like a weekend trip with our alumni and do something like that. Again, that's going to cost a little bit of money. So we're working that out, but we want to continue to invest in you. So other things, we'll ask the group, hey, what is it that you want, you need help with? Is it conflict resolution? Is it public speaking, which we do a lot of that in this as well, just to get people comfortable. Those kind of things we end up trying to do quarterly to continue to, continue to support you in your leadership. Any other questions? Yes?
How long is the program?
It's 8 months. So it starts in January, ends in August. We have a graduation. So you do an action plan. It's a 15-minute action plan. You present it to your cohort and a few of us in the room in July. And then come August, we ask you, hey, invite whoever you want, all your friends and family. We invite a bunch of dignitaries in the community, community leaders, nonprofit leaders, for-profit leaders, all that kind of stuff to come hear what you have put together for your action plan. We actually, I don't know if you guys have heard of debrief methods. It's three people, Nancy Martinez, Manny Escamilla, and Jose Borrell. They were in the same cohort together, had the same heart to do the same work, and they put together a for-profit organization. So they've been together for 2 or 3 years now. And the county uses them, the city uses them. So I don't know why I was sharing that with you, but it's awesome, that's for sure. But again, it's just one of those things. We want you guys to kind of support each other. And then, oh, that's what I was saying, is we put people in the room that get to hear your amazingness. And then people say, I have a position I need filled, or we've been talking about the same thing. Let's partner. There's so much stuff that comes from that. So that's what we've been able to do with our cohort members. Any other questions? I'll be here all day if you guys want. I can answer questions all day. Absolutely. Sorry about my tardiness. I'm really sweaty under this hat, so Don't come too close to me, but I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, and LA has all my contact information, so if you are curious or would like to, she can get that to you.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to action items. First, action item A, ratification and seed money of MJC Science Club out of Fund 71. Can I get a motion? Okay, Senator Chaida's motions. Can I get a second? Senator Romero seconds. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Any abstentions? As I see none, motion passes unanimously. If we have a representative for this club, please. Come forward.
Thank you, congratulations.
Okay, moving on to action item B, ratification and seed money of Active Minds Club out of Fund 71. Can I get a motion? Director Rodriguez motion. Can I get a second? Senator Mujali the second. Can I, sorry, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Any abstentions? As I see none, motion passes unanimously. Do we have a representative for the Healthy Minds, Active Minds Club? Okay, step forward. Okay, we do have to review the roll call, so we're going to do roll call one more time before we move on. Vice President Hernandez Loza,
Here.
Director of Political Development Matthew Rodriguez,
Here.
Director of Campus Life and Student Learning Espinosa, Campus Life Program Specialist De La Cruz,
Here.
Campus Life Program Assistant Galadas, Student Center MSR Technician Miller,
Here.
Senator Avila Valenton,
Here.
Senator Baptist, Senator Chavez,
Here.
Senator Hakimi, Senator Hassel, Senator Mendoza,
Here.
Senator Mujadidi,
Here.
Senator Romero,
Here.
and then our guests, you have all signed up the list. Okay. Moving on to action item C, not to exceed $67,500 for spring 2024 flow out of Fund 71. I do just want to do a kind of, I guess, clear statement of what we're voting on here. This is flow money, so our free lunch on Wednesdays that we do every Wednesday, we're approving the whole semester for next semester. The number is so high because we have received extra funds as opposed to last year. So if there's no other questions, we can move on to motions. Perfect. Can I get a second?
Senator Chai's motion. No second motion.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Any abstentions? As I see none, motion passes unanimously. Okay, moving on to action item D, approval of Paloma Mendoza Rodriguez for senator. Can I get a motion? Can I get a second?
Aye, Vice President.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Any abstentions? Motion passes with one abstention. Okay, moving on to action item E, approval of Maria Hasso for senator. Can I get a motion? Can I get a second?
Senator Chai second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Any abstentions? Motion passes with one abstention. Okay, moving on to action item F, approval of Xavier Chavez as senator. Can I get a motion?
I, Vice President, that's the first motion.
Can I get a second? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Any abstentions? One abstention. Motion passes with one abstention. Moving on to action item G, approval of Artemio Avila Valenton for senator. Can I get a motion? Second. Okay. Senator Baptist, second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Any abstentions? One motion passes with one abstention. Okay, congratulations everybody on officially being off probation. Okay, moving on to shared governance and shared governance councils and committee reports. Vice City Board meeting, we went up to Columbia College this last Wednesday. We had a great time up there. We were able to take a tour of the campus, and there were some retirees and some of our faculty and staff and administration, I believe, deans, who are either retiring or leaving the college. So that's something that came up during the meeting. That's pretty much it. So moving on to academic senate.
So me and Paloma have met yesterday for academic senate. Basically, what we talked about a lot of things. One of them being discussion about activity. So what is? I forgot the document, but I will share with you guys another time. Basically, it's basically explaining what is an activity unit meeting between a laboratory unit or a lecture unit. So there's that one. And then we also had a presentation about
We also had a report coming from, I forgot his name, but he's the police officer that patrols our campus. It's regarding campus safety, more specifically post, which is basically how some other programs, the main problem that they really discussed was that at the campus safety here, they're not able to do much. Really, they're just sitting there watching and serving. That's pretty much all they're doing. And so the report just was basically, he gave us a presentation regarding how he wanted to establish a program. I don't know like the correct name, but I just know it's called POST, which is pretty much that basically they wanted to like do these types of waves. How, let's say something happens, they can't do anything, they have to report to the Modesto Police Department, and you have to wait. And so that was pretty much like the basis of it. And then he was saying how if the program goes through, like it's going to take a bit for making waves, but basically there's going to be one police officer who's going to be the chief, the only one that's going to be armed, that pretty much are all going to be trained and like properly, well, taking care of the campus, because they really are not able to do anything. And so that was pretty much it. Oh yeah, and they also brought up how, I don't remember what was her name, but she asked me and Matthew specifically about asking you guys. No, just more so about surveys from the professors setting up for their students, and it was pretty much they were asking us like what questions you guys have to ask like your professors, because I believe they want to do like the survey like in the middle of semester and also the end for the faculty to just see what's the students' responses. So if y'all could, if you guys had any questions, just see me or Matthew afterwards. So if you're inquiring back to the Senate.
Also, they also handed us these books for us to read. It is called Equality or Equity Towards a Model Community Response Education, and we'll be reading it from time to time. So So if you guys all are also interested in the book, come see us out.
Moving on to Institutional Effectiveness Accreditation Committee. College Council Committee, we will be meeting this upcoming Monday, so we'll report for this meeting. Resource Allocation and Facilities Committee.
So we had a meeting this morning. It was from 10 to 12. So we kind of started off by introducing me because it was my first time going. And then the first discussion item they had was space utilization. They added like a subcommittee to the RAF committee, so it's called the Space Utilization Committee. They are kind of in charge of empty or vacant spaces on both campuses, whether it's going to become vacant or it's going to be filled. It has to go through them just so they know what's going in the vacant office or whatever it is, or if it's going to be vacant, then so they know in case they're looking for a space on campus that wants to be filled, they can go to their book and see what space is available and what is not. And then they were just kind of doing the requirements and what needed to be done. So they were just doing like a first read, second read kind of, and then that will become in effect within the next semester. Another update they gave is that the Pride Center is going to take a little longer to be instated. So the space that was going to be given to them was taken back by staff.